neighbor across the street mowing. He's got a lawn. Here's our compost pile. We still have a bunch to distribute into the yard. That pile was enormous. Lemon balm is growing over here all by itself. Volunteered. This is a project down the side yard. We want to replace that gate and clear out the vines. Found out that really I've planted and crossed the line into the neighbor's yard without totally realizing it until it was, she seemed fine with it. We got some sweet potatoes growing here along the side of the driveway, 2 different varieties. We'll see how they do. This is just an ornamental sweet potato vine. And we've got some random weeds, but we'll begin to see they just kind of start to blend in with everything. This is a tree that we planted. It's a Merlot redbud. It should be flowering pink flowers in the spring. We want to plant more shrubs around it. We're just kind of waiting for fall. There's a volunteer shrub. Not sure what that is, but we're just kind of letting some things grow just to see what grows and how it looks, and maybe it's a weed and maybe it's a native plant that we want to keep. Make our lives a little easier. We like this plant that has a little white flowers on it, and I know many people consider it a weed. Not exactly sure what it is. I'm gonna have to look it up. This is a vigorous grower. Also not sure what that is, but it sure looks nice. Doesn't need a lot of water. That's the idea. Got some Irish moss. I'm going to take some of that up and put it in between some cracks. This is spirea. This is a really, really lovely perennial. Comes back every year. This was the first year I actually cut everything back to the ground, and it's a great idea to do that. Hydrangea, very nice, beautiful. That took a while to bloom. I was kind of wondering what was going to happen. We've got our Japanese maple shrub next to the Japanese maple tree. A soaker hose to make sure we get the large tree roots, which tend to spread across the entire yard. It's important to deep water those roots during times of drought, especially. Now, this is some of the most amazing stuff I've seen, and in particular because I planted it from seed. I just tossed the seed out here, and we have some drip line, a little 1/4-inch tubing all along this kind of ridge, this little mountain ridge. But yeah, this is red clover, and it was just pretty much clover most of the summer until the last couple of weeks. It started to shoot these flowers up, and the bees love them. Very soft. Yeah, we've had lots of bees this year, and you can tell they're pollinating and doing their job, and it just kind of feels good. It's really, really cool. I love how whimsical they look. They just kind of flow around and do their thing. It seems to be the only area of the yard where we're getting the flowers from the clover, because I've actually planted the seeds everywhere. The clover here, no flowers. Spanish lavender. Seems to be a hardier variety than other types of lavender. A little bit of a different smell, but you can tell it's still lavender. Not sure quite what to do to maintain that plant, but it seems to be doing okay. I might need to cut it back in the fall. A lot of stuff I am learning as I go. From YouTube, of course. I learn and share. And it's okay to make mistakes. That's huge. Got to be able to experiment and take things lightly. This is butterfly bush. It's a dwarf variety. I kind of wanted the regular variety, but that's fine. This is the right size for this rock here. That's about as big as it's going to get. But I'm going to get another butterfly bush. I saw those all over England. They just grow wild there, and obviously I want to have some England here. It's a little bit of a fusion of British and Japanese permaculture going on. This is lemongrass. Edible. I'm not going to eat it right now, but super pretty and lush. We've got some succulents down here. Brett likes those. Been a bit of a compromise in what we're planting. He's not a clover fan, and I could probably do without the succulents, but it's fine. It makes for an interesting mix. But that lemongrass is quite amazing. More clover. It got to be where I saw that we were watering just dirt, so I put seeds down, and it's kind of nice to have some nitrogen fixers in the soil. Volunteer plant, native. Some people would probably weed this, but it's looks pretty nice. It's not ugly. It's just like a lot of our Oregon grape. I had to look it up and see what it was last year, but let it grow, I say. It's medicinal, actually. Oregon grape is. Nectarine tree. I've got a couple of volunteer plants. Here's another angle. You can see the yard from this direction. Got a little pathway from the driveway to the backyard. I think it looks nice. Now, look out over here around the corner. I'm working on putting some stones down around the creeping thyme that I planted. It didn't all make it. I planted in the middle of summer, and it just, some of it just dried out too much. I got some clover, some different types of plants, and I just thought it would look nicer with some rocks. Coming around here. Got a blackberry, obsidian blackberry, started here. Had some new growth on it already this year. Well, native plants, not sure where they are. I believe this is a Veronica grape. Found two strong stems going to the top. Once we finish our fence here, we'll train it over. Got a blueberry bush right next to it. And I've got a apricot tree that I'm going to be doing some espalier with, training it up the wall here. Some shrubbery that was already here with the house. Roses. Turning around here. We've got our large mound, mountain range. Another grape. This is a Niagara green grape growing up there, and you can see one over there in the middle of the fence. Those are going to cover the fence. Lots of variety of plants, lots of clover, some creeping jenny over here, a little grassiness. Succulents, that's some lobelia. That purple, that'll be a perennial. Really like that one. I guess my device is getting hot. Soaker hoses to water tree roots around the yard. And this is going to be a meditation area, and I believe we're going to put a garden shed back there. This is the backyard, and you can see our vegetable planters back there, and I think I'll do a separate video for all of that. So just want to turn around so you can see what we've got going on here. I just walked down this path. There's some rosemary there. Impatiens. There's some more rosemary growing among the clover back there. Walk down this little creek. More clover. You see, I had a lot of clover seed. More clover. All right. That's all for now.